Hey guys, this is One from Guiding Tech and you're watching my long-term review of the Lenovo Legion 5i and whether it makes sense to buy the 2020 variant now in 2021. Let's get started. Okay, so let's kick things off with the design segment. The placement of the Lenovo Legion on the lid is almost perfect and the build quality here is quite good and sturdy despite this being more of a good quality plastic build. Now the chassis genuinely feels quite premium despite this being plastic, so yeah, I can just say that this is a very good quality of plastic. The design of the lid opening and the positioning of the ports is pretty much like every other Legion laptops that you see right now, but obviously it does not have the premiumness of an aluminum build, but the soft touch feel that you get on the texture genuinely adds on to the overall feel. The design here is plain, minimal, without any RGB lighting on the lid as well. That said, this is not a lightweight laptop, so keep that in mind if you're planning on carrying it in your backpack. I mean, it's still portable enough to slot it in a bag, but it can be a little heavy if you consider carrying this every day in your backpack. It comes with pretty much every other input-output port that you would require, with all the USB ports, with the addition of USB-C as well, but I do have a slight complaint here. Like, considering the features and the hardware that it comes with, it really makes for a very good editing laptop, basically for content creators. In that aspect, I genuinely feel that Lenovo could have added an SD card reader here. I mean, I'll be honest that my editor has been using this laptop for the past 2 months, and that is the one biggest complaint that he feels, having to just run around for a USB SD card reader when this is clearly catered to your creator audience. Okay, so speaking of being catering to content creators, there's the display here. It's an IPS panel with a full HD resolution. The color reproduction here is quite accurate. I mean, it's one of the best ones that we've seen in this price segment, and the brightness of the display is decent. Like, unless you have direct sunlight falling on the screen, you won't really notice a difference. The panel also comes with HDR features, which is really good. Like, basically when I was using the laptop, I was constantly playing Valorant and Overwatch on this. So yeah, the panel is great for competitive titles as well, considering once again the hardware that it comes with. Okay, now you guys already know by now that my favorite feature on any Lenovo laptop out there is the keyboard, and the Legion 5i does not disappoint. I mean, yes, there are better laptops out there in this price segment that might offer a slightly better display or a slightly more powerful processor, GPU and whatnot, but there is no other laptop, and I mean no other laptop that can match the keyboard smoothness and the premiumness of the Legion 5i. The 1.5mm key travel and the sculpted keycaps along with the larger arrow keys employs for a very premium and a satisfying typing experience. This also features a full number pad, which is super handy. I mean, that is something to be expected from a 15-inch gaming laptop, but yeah, there are brands that do omit this, so it's nice to see it here. And let's not forget that this is after all a gaming laptop, so yes, the keyboard is backlit and supports 4 levels of lighting. Below the keyboard you have the touchpad, which is large and spacious, and the extra space really helps in the overall daily usage. In fact, my editor said that he edited 2 videos on the touchpad without even using the mouse, and that is quite a testament to the overall factor and the feel of the touchpad. Now, of course, I'm not saying it's as good as a MacBook because, I mean, let's be frank, nothing, like no Windows laptop compares to a MacBook's touchpad. That's pretty obvious. But in this price segment, the touchpad is quite decent, especially considering the factor that this is, at the end of the day, a gaming laptop. Moving on to performance, our unit here comes equipped with an i7-10750H processor coupled with 8GB of DDR4 RAM clocked at 2933 MHz. There's a 256GB SSD here along with a 1TB of hard disk. As for GPU prowess, you get the GTX 1650 GPU with 4GB of VRAM. Clearly, this is a very creator-oriented machine because otherwise it does not really make sense for someone to pair an i7 with a 1650 unless they are planning to use it as a rendering and editing machine. So yeah, and that is the kind of use case that we also tested it. I mean, primarily I was using it for my use case, which is basically typing scripts and then gaming on it, but then my editor was also using it, and in fact he's been editing videos for the last 2 months on the Legion 5i, and yeah, the overall performance has been really good, apart from a slight bit of hiccups here and there. See, Adobe Premiere Pro ran great on this without any major hiccups. Most of the 4K footages and mixed footages worked great. The only bottleneck here is the 8GB RAM here. I mean, obviously for editing, you need a bare minimum of 16GB, and that was the only bottleneck here, to be very frank. Even for gaming, titles like Far Cry and Forza ran at 60 FPS easily, where the graphics quality was set to medium. Now, Lenovo gets a lot of flack for its thermal department, but luckily in our testing, the laptop was never overheating that much either, so that's really good as well. Lastly, there's the battery, and the laptop comes with a 60 watt battery, and in our use case, it was able to last a overall combined time of about 3 hours based on light browsing and some productivity work. That's pretty much the standard for a gaming laptop, but one thing that I would like to point out here is that because the 1650 is not a super heavy or a super, how should I say, a power consuming chipset here, the overall performance that you got on your battery, like without the charger connected, was quite similar to with the laptop plugged in. Obviously, I'm not talking about gaming performance, but I'm actually referring to your editing needs. Like, you can literally edit videos on this while you're on the go without any hassles or fearing a drop in your performance. I mean, that is something that we usually say for MacBooks, and it's nice to see that the Legion 5i also offers this feature. So what's the verdict here? Well, clearly, like I said, the Legion 5i has been great for editing needs for the past 2 months, and I think we'll still continue using it for the next period for quite some time and without any issues. And that's basically the point that I'm trying to make. See, with the newer models that have been announced at CES 2021, yes, you get a slightly refreshed model, but apart from that, there isn't a lot of changes. I mean, I'll be very honest, unless you're interested in getting the AMD variant of this laptop, it makes more sense to just save a buck by getting the Legion 5i, the 2020 variant, on a discount once the 5i 2021 comes to your specific country in your market. I mean, it's one of the most value for money laptops out there. Also, if you're looking for a good alternative to the Lenovo Legion 5i, you might want to consider the Dell G5, which is available in both Intel and AMD configurations already. We already have our in-depth review of it live on our channel, and you can check that video out from the link in the description box below. If you like this video, make sure to let us know by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for more awesome tech content. Till then, this is Ron from Guiding Tech, and I'll see you in the next one.